How many versions of you have died waiting for permission? Every day, a quiet betrayal occurs, not against others, but against the self. We trade pulse for postponement. We say later to the work that would make us alive. We say later to rest, to truth, to love, until later becomes a cemetery of almosts. Approval is a pleasant prison. Timing, a clever excuse. You were not born to be convenient. You were born to be here, now. Listen, history has a name for this old failure. It is not laziness. It is not patience. It is the sin of postponing the soul. In the kingdom of clocks, no one was allowed to be early. People served the god of later. Dreams required permits stamped with tomorrow's date. Artists queued beneath cathedral gears, holding canvases like contraband. Children learned lullabies about patience, never presence. But a girl with paint-stained hands felt a different time beating in her ribs. When the bells ordered silence, she sang. When schedules commanded sleep, she painted storms on city walls, lightning shaped like questions. Cracks spread through the towers, sand spilled from pendants, and for the first time, people felt something alien. Now, officials came with scrolls of reasons. Wait until you are ready. Wait until they approve. Wait until the season turns. But seasons were already turning. The girl kept painting. Her art burned like dawn on frost. The gears slowed. The god of later lost its voice. Citizens stepped outside the queue and touched their unfinished lives. No decree followed, no trumpet, only breath, unmeasured, undeserved, undeniable. She vanished before they could thank her. But the city carved a truth into its gates. Delay the soul, and eternity starves. Answer the moment, and time becomes your servant. The 20th century built empires from sacrifice and graves from silence. The early age worshipped duty. Factories measured worth in hours. Bureaucracies measured obedience in forms. People postponed their truth for survival. Then came wars, industrial storms that swallowed decades. Painters became medics, poets became couriers. Thinkers buried manuscripts beneath rubble and routine. When quiet returned, their voices had rusted. Yet not all waited. Frida painted through pain. Color refused postponement. Sartre faced absurdity and wrote anyway. Nina Simone turned fracture into sound. Malcolm X spoke before the room was ready. They understood. History never grants perfect timing. Beginnings are always inconvenient. History honors those who refuse delay. A pamphlet printed in a basement. A canvas stretched on a kitchen table. A speech drafted on a bus. Movements ignite when one person stops apologizing for existing. We remember them because they acted before certainty, because they chose presence over permission. And so the century learned, too late, that postponement does not preserve life. It preserves regret. Your era has new tools, but the same temptation. The pressure to delay wears different masks: productivity, perfection, politeness. The cure is ancient. Begin. In the age of total connection, a new loneliness was born. Near-future networks promised frictionless living. Identity became a profile of probabilities. Choice, a subscription plan. Memories were backed up. preferences predicted before desire even arrived. But copies cannot suffer, and therefore cannot love. The algorithm whispers, "We'll remember who you are." But remembrance is not presence. It is an archive. One engineer feels static where a heartbeat should be. She logs out of the shared dream. No grand rebellion, just a walk beneath actual rain. The city sounds unsmoothed. Traffic, boots, laughter. She feels foolish, then human. The machine does not dream. Her postponement had noble disguises. I'll return to myself when the system slows, when the metrics approve, when the feed is kind. None of these futures exist. They are mirages, generated by fear. So she begins a ritual, daily unoptimized minutes. She writes unshared paragraphs, builds a small, imperfect instrument, and plays it badly. Through these unprofitable acts, identity coalesces again, messy, unsellable, alive. Technology is a tool, postponement is a choice. When tools steal presence, unplug. When they serve it, build. You were not born to be convenient. We postpone ourselves in polite increments. We say later to the pages, to the practice, to the apology. We donate our hours to noise and call it kindness. But kindness that erases you is not kindness. It is self-abandonment, disguised as virtue. To stop postponing is not rudeness, it is stewardship. You are the only custodian of your becoming. Postponement is a slow death, disguised as patience. Here are counterspells, small, human, defiant. Speak before certainty. Courage grows after the first sentence. Create before readiness. Readiness is a shadow cast by action. Rest before collapse. Exhaustion is not devotion. Protect low signal time. Guard empty minutes like treasure. Choose one vow. A daily embarrassingly small promise kept. Let some people be disappointed. Their comfort is not your compass. Replace later with scheduling. If it matters, it has a when. Measure by aliveness, not applause. Applause arrives late or never. Expect friction. Guilt will visit. Offer it tea and keep working. Fear will bargain. Thank it for its service and continue. Old identities will knock. Bless them, then shut the door gently. Beginnings are sacred because they are fragile. They need protection. Give your beginning a room, a ritual, and a rule. The room, any consistent space. The ritual, a small start signal. Light a candle, tie your shoes, press record. The rule, stop before you hate it, so you return tomorrow. There is no later that will save you. There is only this breath, this step, this chance to begin again. The soul's greatest tragedy is not death. It is delay. Every second you postpone who you are, the universe dims a little. Every time you return, it brightens, recognizing an ancient friend. You owe no one your postponement. You owe yourself your presence. When the world says wait, and your heart whispers now, trust the whisper. It is not impatience, it is remembrance. The girl who cracked the clocks, the voices that spoke before permission, the engineer who unplugged from perfection. They are all fragments of one truth. Begin while uncertain, continue while unseen, finish while imperfect. Live before it is too late. Don't postpone yourself.